What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big Boy Talk. And this has to be a surprise. I think this is 3 weeks in a row. I'm on a bit of a roll. I've been here. It's shocking. I like
Consistency.
it. Mr. Ghost, I'm glad you could join us this week. I know last week we just missed you. You popped in and was like, what's good with y'all doing these short streams while I'm sleeping? That was time was just,
Oh yeah,
it
that nap
happens.
was on point.
Hey, sometimes when you gotta hit the Z's, you gotta hit the Z's. But how your week been? You and Jay had a phenomenal show yesterday. Is that gonna be let me know now, let the audience know now. Is that gonna be an every week thing? Is that a recurring show that's gonna be happening?
That's a question for Jay. I mean, if he gonna be there, I'll be there. But you know, he decided he was gonna jump on in void space and a little bit of fun.
Okay, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? My boy was like, let me hit that live and go air out my opinions real quick. I love it. I love it. Need more of it. So y'all see the title. OC calls out Lamar Jackson. We're gonna get into that in just a minute. But before that, I've already expressed my excitement for this offseason. I think I've gotten a little more excited while still being tempered a little bit. One of the things that brought me down is the whole Lamar trying to get Hollywood back to Baltimore. I don't know how I feel about that. No knocks on Hollywood, but it just doesn't seem to be the right fit right now. Seeing as though we already have Zay, we got Tez, we got Bait, we got enough guys that are speed guys that can get up the seam. Now we need guys that can make plays, make the jump balls, different things like that. um, what would your thoughts be on bringing Hollywood back to Baltimore?
I mean, Hollywood will be replacing that D Hop role, and he would be more chemistry driven with Lamar. And the difference with Hollywood and Zay is quick, but on long line speed, he gets ran down a little bit than you like.
I agree.
Right on time, right? Right on time.
My timing is impeccable. I know.
Very assist.
You popped in here. Give us your thoughts too. How do you feel about if the Ravens were to bring back Hollywood to Baltimore?
It could work. It could. On some Dolphins and Tyreek Hill and what's the dude's name? Jaden Waddle vibes. Because Zay, like I said, Zay and Hollywood is like the same, somewhat body type. They field stretchers in a sense. I would like for y'all to get a more of a big body receiver that attacks the ball. You know what I'm saying? That asserts himself. Because yes, you have Bateman, but we already know the story what that is by now. Hell, even non-Ravens fans like me, like from the outside looking in, not know what it is with Bateman. But it could
Yeah,
work. It just I'm not going to put it up the pedestal though, because Hollywood, and his injury history as well comes into play.
We can do both because Tylen Wallace is supposed to be a free agent outside of his void years, which will cost us salary cap. But Tylen Wallace is probably out. D Hop might possibly be out. So we will have two or three roster spots open. I mean, Wester might take one of them, but he was really on as a special teamer. So you do have two slots open. And if you get a big body guy and Hollywood can fit in there, I'm not saying he's going to be number one or two, but as a number three, him and Tez at 3 and 4 would be great. And you got to realize Declan Doyle will run 5 wide in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
that's facts. That's facts. He also loves his fair share of trick plays. So here's my thing, right? And this bothered me a little bit because you got Ravens fans. Oh yeah, go ahead, bring back Hollywood. Oh, go sign Tyreek Hill. He a free agent now. Go sign Tyreek. Why is no one other than say me, maybe you gentlemen here, and coach saying, go get George Pickens? Why is nobody,
Because
you know,
nobody wants to trade the draft capital that it's going to require because he's probably getting tagged.
yeah, but you know what?
I
Don't
want
get injuries
Pickens,
in
but
that
he's
trade.
probably getting tagged. EDC is not going to make the proper moves once he gets tagged.
I would love for y'all to get Pickens. I would love the Panthers to get. Well, we don't really need to, but now I would love for y'all to get Pickens because he will be the unquestioned numero uno.
Yes.
Head honcho.
Yes.
Wide receiver.
Yes, I agree. I just
And then Zay,
bugs me.
we could probably see Zay in a different light if he was the wide receiver too, and not forced to be the wide receiver one.
They will be 1A and 1B.
I ain't gonna say. I can't. I can't say that.
Depending on what you need, they would basically be one. If it's depending on the play, who's the first read? Depending on the play, would change.
Well,
It
yeah, that's
wouldn't be like
pretty much every
always.
play though.
Some
That's pretty much
players,
every play.
they're the
So
first player
sometimes
always.
your slot guy will be your first read. Some guys, you know what I mean. It depends on who your check down is. If you're running, your running back could be the check down, but your slot guy is your number one read, or maybe your X is your number one read. Your Y, you know what I mean. So it depends. It depends on the play. You know, as far as who's gonna get the first look on most plays. But I think when it comes to the play breaking down, and I got to find somebody to throw it to, I think Pickens is going to be your number one choice every time because he just has a better way of not only getting open, but even if he's covered, he's open. You know what I mean? He's shown that throughout his career. And Lamar says he wants a receiver like that. So why not?
Every quarterback deserves to have at least one receiver in their career like that. Some have multiple. I'm saying.
Oh shit! What's up,
we,
Chris, K, Jared?
Hey, y'all comments just start popping up.
Yeah, YouTube or either YouTube or StreamYard is tripping because the comments just came out of nowhere. We just seen these.
Man,
just so y'all know.
How we doing, ladies? Jared, how we doing?
Comments. So what's up, everybody? Chris, K, Jared, Osmond, Snoop, yeah.
Now I would say
for those, my brother Jared's live now. So if you got to leave there and then come back, make sure y'all go show my boy some love. Hit that subscribe button. Great content going on over there.
I would say on any one play, the defense would have to pick which one they take away.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obviously going to be something they do based off studying. But I mean, if I'm looking at this and I'm a D coordinator and I'm coming up and I see Pickens, Zay, and then what? Or actually, Zay would be in the slot. So it would be Pickens and Bateman, and I was Zay in the slot. And I'm like, who am I taking away? Well, obviously Pickens to me. To me, I'm like, all right, we're going to double Pickens with a corner and a safety. And then we're going to put a linebacker in the corner on Zay. So you really got two doubles there. And then you're going to worry.
You still got Derrick Henry in the backfield. You can't, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, that's the point, though. That's the point of why I say bring in a guy like George Pickens, because he creates that problem. Right now, we don't have that problem at wide receiver. We don't have that. They literally come up against us and stack the box and say, hey, throw it if you can, because they know they can bracket our receivers and take them away.
Yeah. Make them. So Osmond, see, Osmond's just popped up. His hay fellas popped up after everybody else's did.
So is I don't know, man. I just think the chasing Tyreek. I'm not saying Tyreek is washed, but he had pretty serious injury last year. That's gonna take some time to come back from. You know what I mean? Hollywood has been constantly injured. Hasn't been producing when he isn't injured. So those aren't guys I look at and want to go get to add to the team. But a guy like Pickens,
I don't think you sign those two players soon as free agency opens. I think after things settle a little bit, you figure out if between who's left after the draft. Hollywood's still available, and we don't have a better receiver on the roster to take that shot, I sign him. First week of free agency? Nah.
So I wouldn't only because. So here's my thought. Right, first week of free agency, if you can get a George Pickens, and then maybe draft a Skylar Bell, you no longer need a Hollywood Brown.
Right.
Right.
I'm saying don't Hollywood and Tyreek is after they're available and there's nobody else and we didn't draft somebody better. I'll take them. George Pickens, you could trade for him whenever you want to trade for him. He's getting that franchise tag. You could trade for him when you want. Now, if he's a free agent,
Yeah,
brother, bring yourself over here. Let me talk to you during the temporary period. Let me talk to you. Whatever somebody offers you, if you can show us that sheet, we'll match it, guaranteed, without question.
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's what should be done, right? Well, whether it will be done or not, we don't know. But do you look at a guy like I think Mike Evans' contract is up as well.
Mike
I know
Evans
he's
is
coming.
after the draft. He's been injured just as much as Hollywood.
Yeah, I
Mike
was
Evans
gonna say I know
injured
he's coming
3
off
or
of
4
injuries
times
too.
a year, and I don't know why everybody overlooks it. Yes, he gets 1,000 yards, but he has 3 or 4 nagging injuries all throughout the year. By the time the playoffs come, he'll be puppy.
That was about to be my thoughts exactly. But a guy like Mike Evans, after the draft, he's a guy I wouldn't mind bringing in for his veteran presence and the fact that he's going to go out there and he can go get the ball. He can go up and go get the ball. He's a guy you save at the deep end of the bench until playoff time.
I would say, due to me being in my division for a decade plus now.
Listen, your ass. Pause.
About sound like. I would say you can you're not gonna get the Mike Evans of he's now had he expected any team that gets him, if y'all do decide to target him, expect him to miss a number of games because his body is starting to break down, and you kind of expect that because a bigger wide receiver, number one, his whole entire career, so he's gonna obviously get the number one. Also, all those matches, physical matches against Marshawn Lattimore, who the Washington Commanders are cutting, by the way. Y'all might want to look at him.
No, fuck no. Hell no.
I knew you were going to have a reaction.
Don't do that. I live in the area, and enough of the if you want PI power pass interference to the 10th, yeah, go ahead and Lattimore. If he don't he gonna grab your mama.
You think I don't know this? No, he's on the Saints. No, me. Well, no, it would seem like EDC knew, but no, seriously. No, Mike Evans, like I said, he would change the dynamic, but you still would need somebody else, just because I anticipate him missing at least 4 or 5 games.
Is there any other receivers you guys think are on the open market that would really call for attention before the draft?
Isn't Dobbs on the open market?
But I'm about to either Dobbs or Jaden Reed, one of them.
Yeah, one of those Packers wide receivers, we could definitely take him as a number 2 or 3 receiver. Wester might not make the team all of a sudden, but it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, but you know what? You might want to keep a Wester. They might be able to put him to some use.
He's still practice squad eligible.
He's still a decent kick punt return. That's not diminished that value.
No, he has that value, but if you get too many wide receivers, this is not Harbaugh's team no damn more. We're talking about a team that's going to say, hey, the best player at each position, and then the people who aren't playing, we're going to teach them how to play special teams. Like a true team should be ran. Not, hey, we got to keep these 5 guys for special teams, and whoever makes the roster after that, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to kick return and punt return, that's treated differently in the league these days, because it's so rare to be able to get that type of yardage on returns. You want to keep a guy that's electric and can make that play. But
But
to your defense,
you're
you
also
have Keaton
you're
Mitchell
also
and other guys
under
like that.
different rules now. You got to realize they can actually formulate a play with running lanes now as far as kick return, because the guy has to literally catch the ball before anybody can move. So they can technically, like, literally on the line have one guy, okay, we're going to kick it left. And you could have certain guys actually almost like a pull block, leave the right side of the line and just head to the left side to try, if they get there in time, you basically got power O on a kick return.
Yeah, no, I know that, and that's one of the things that's supposed to make this kickoff unique. Especially when you got the certain yardage where the guy has to take the ball out, or if you don't, if you don't kick it far enough, it's a penalty. So I think the new kicking rules are unique. I know most people don't like them. I actually do. I think it puts a lot of pressure on how you call your game going towards the end of the game. When you're doing
Your
these
kicker has to
kickoffs.
be clutch.
Yes, and as we've seen, Tyler Loop, sorry, but he led the league in kickoffs out of bounds. So
some of them were on
puts a team
purpose,
like
but
us in
you
trouble.
still didn't do it properly. Like your kicker's accuracy is as important. Like, you literally can have a coffin corner kickoff, just like the punter.
Yeah.
But Loop isn't coffin corner accurate. So now the ability of your kicker
Well, here's the
is a
problem.
little bit more important.
Here's the problem, though. Even if you do a coffin corner kickoff, if the team is smart enough, they'll let that bounce, and if it goes out of bounds, they still get it at the 40.
No, if you do
know
it the
what I'm
right
saying?
way, they get it at 25.
No, that's only if it goes into the end zone. If it goes out of bounds anywhere before the end zone, it's a penalty. Then you automatically get it at the 40.
Some of them are some of them are not at the 40. It's a couple of them, because that's the reason that Tyler Loop kicked some of them out of bounds, but he didn't do it properly and they got the 40. But there's a way to keep them at like the 30 or 35 if you don't want to kick to the guy. And also,
it's supposed to be if you kick. So it's supposed to be if you kick within, I think it's the 15-yard line to the goal line, the returner has to take the ball, right? If they fair catch it there, they go to the 35. If the ball bounces at that area and then goes into the end zone, the ball goes to the 35. But if it goes out of bounds any time before the end zone, then it's an automatic penalty and it goes to the 40. So
there's a way that
he's
it bounces
supposed to
in
be
the
able
area
to-
and it doesn't go to the 40.
Yeah, he's supposed to be able to get it to bounce in the area, then into the end zone. That'll get it to where it doesn't go to the 40. But if it goes out of bounds before the end zone, then you automatically go to the 40. And that's the problem he's having. He's kicking the ball straight out of bounds. And he's just not, like you said, his accuracy is an issue. He's got the power, but he's not accurate. If you don't have the accuracy, the power doesn't matter. We had Stover, one of the great kickers for a long time. He had more accuracy than power. But he'll still get out there and kick you a couple 50-yard, a 50, 52-yard or 53-yard or 54. You know what I mean? He can still hit those, but he was very accurate. Tucker came in, it was a whole different animal. Unmatched power and accuracy. And now you got guys like that all over the league. You got the kicker in not in Dallas anymore. The kicker for the Jaguars, I think it is, the young kid. Hitting from damn near 70. He hit one from 70, I think, in the preseason. And it's like
What's they do on the Jaguars?
all of these kids. Yeah, kicker on the Jaguars. I believe he hit one from 70 in the preseason. They told him it didn't count because it was preseason. But that record should have been his.
Oh yeah.
That record should have been his. I don't care. You hit that preseason game, regular game. Give him that record, because that's just an accomplishment that a lot of people won't ever see.
Okay, so yeah, if the ball lands in the landing zone, then goes out of bounds in the end zone, it is a touchback at the 20-yard line, which is what they were trying to get him to do. Kick it to the edge, so it would hit in the line and go out of bounds in the end zone, which would put them at the 20. And he kept kicking it out of bounds instead of putting them at the 20.
Yep. Yep. He just didn't have the accuracy. He couldn't get the ball to land. You specifically have to get that ball to land at like the 1 or 2 and then bounce into the end zone and out. He couldn't do it.
Well, anywhere from the
He kept
20 to the
kicking it out
goal
of
line.
bounds. Yeah.
So if it's from the
He
20
can't-
to the goal
he
line
can't
and it
do it.
goes out, it's at the 20. If you kick it straight to the end zone, then they do get it at the 35.
And,
Or the
that's,
30.
and he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. He couldn't do it worth a dang. And that's another that brings another question. Do you keep Tyler Loop around and give him one more season and see how he does? Or you obviously bring in competition, right? But do you bring in veteran competition or do you get one of these young guys coming out of college?
I mean, for me, yeah, I say try to get it. Like, if y'all serious about, especially with the new head coach, try to get the. I ain't gonna say Super Bowl aspirations. We'll see once. I'll say we'll see once the season starts with that. But as far as like, I'm starting off strong. Yeah, you definitely got to bring in a veteran.
We bring in 3 or 4 guys. Like you got to prove yourself now, player.
Yeah.
Because the only reason he won last year is because we drafted him. And the guy who was a free agent who had a stronger leg, but was slightly less accurate at the time, we let go because we didn't draft that guy. He was a free agent that we picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So we let draft capital win one. And guess what? Draft capital lost us a couple because there's a couple times Luke was either short, wide left, wide right. And I'll be honest with you, the guy kicks pretty accurately. The problem is with any kicker that is at the edge of their range, they go for a little bit more power than technique. And if you look at Luke's kicks, they get up there and then they kind of wander off because the power is not fully behind that kick. He's at the edge of whatever he can do. It's like throwing a ball into the air, and once it gets at the top, you see where the wind kind of takes it before it just drops back down. And you can see that with a lot of his kicks. It will go up, and then it gets to the apex, and because you threw it so much higher than far, it will just start leaning every way the wind was blowing. And it would either be too short or it would just be wide.
So, Jay, you're our resident college specialist.
You are too. What you mean?
Is there any kickers that you know of or you've seen that may be coming out this year?
Honestly, I mean, I've seen a couple of kickers that, which no, actually, you know what? I don't know if he's coming out, but the Ole Miss kicker, I like personally.
I was gonna say I like him. I like the kicker from was it Auburn? I think Auburn's got a great kicker too. Yeah, Auburn's kicker. I think
is he coming out though? Let me double check real quick.
I'm not sure they're coming out though for this year's
as
draft.
far as like special teams, you just like I'm not gonna say like ho hum like be like no, let's just bypass because it obviously is important, especially when it comes down to the crucial. Hey, this could either send us home or to the playoffs type moments. So yeah, they do matter. I'm not one of those people like what I'm saying they just need to do the one job right. Where that one job is extremely hard, extremely. Yeah. I wish that pressure on nobody.
Well, I'll say this. I'll give you 5 names. You tell me if you take them. Matt Prater, Nick Folk, Nick Novak, Graham Gano, or Greg Zuerlein. All 5 of them are free agents as far as kickers are concerned.
Graham Gano is not
if you want
solid. Matt Prater, if you
want power, Zuerlein will be the guy.
I would say Longwell, but I don't think he's played in how many years.
If you want a power kicker, Zuerlein would be the guy. He played for the Rams for a while, went to the Cowboys. He's got a really strong leg.
Man,
but what got him released a lot of times was inaccuracy. So we don't want another Tyler Loop, right?
I mean, Tyler Luke can't, even though he's accurate, he can't hit some of the things. I mean, at 50 yards, he was 4 yards short.
That's true, but that could be an accuracy issue. You know what I mean? Bad sense of depth.
That's
on a
power.
long kick.
It was straight down the middle, but he was just short by 4 yards. Like it literally was down the middle. It literally landed before the end zone ended.
I thought that was a 60-yarder. That was a 50.
There was a 50 or 52, which he was short on also.
Damn.
That's what I was saying. The length, it's not his accuracy. It is that he will kick the ball, and to put extra drive into the ball, you have to kick it lower to get a better trajectory. But you also have to put more into it, which throws off your mechanics because you have your natural mechanics that will get you to where your natural range is. Like Justin Tucker even said with the Lions, he had to drive the ball. So if somebody, Calais Campbell's height, would have pushed back the guard and put his hands up, he would have had an 80% chance of blocking it because he had to drive it through. And if you kick it high, when it gets to the top of the arc, the wind will start to take it. So even if you had enough power on it, because it's gotten so high in the air and it hits that apex, it kind of just wanders off at that point. And you're at the mercy of the wind.
So with that being the case, I say you bring in a guy like Zerline, right? And you bring in a rookie. Let's see.
I'm about to say, if y'all spend another draft pick on a kicker, bro.
No, not don't draft him.
I mean,
Don't
apparently you do.
No, well, I'm saying you should. He should have. Like we didn't draft. Think about this. We had never drafted a kicker until we drafted Tyler Luke. Prior to,
but that's what I saw. You don't draft?
Prior to our current punter, we had never drafted a punter until we drafted him. I don't know. That's why I think it was John Harbaugh's call to draft those guys. Because if we had never done it prior, why do it then?
Because you wanted Jordan Stout also.
Y'all did draft him. 4th round. High ass pick. Great.
Drew Stevens out of Iowa. You got him. You got Will Ferrell out of BYU.
I think I'm looking on somewhere. Kid out of Michigan. I mean, he's the only one that pops up. So I mean, I don't know if that's good or not.
Yes. Dominic Zvada.
Yeah.
I think the other guys were a little more accurate than he was, though. And that's my thought process. You go with one of those two. And you pick them up undrafted.
Hey, the irony. I'm looking at his player comparisons, and Jordan Stout and Tyler Luke come up, bro. That's funny as hell.
The Michigan kicker.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I told you the other guys were more accurate.
The leg power, 74%, accuracy 82%, focus, which I don't. I mean, they have it as at 80%.
Now, this is a good question. Do you trust Anthony Levine to develop Luke? Well, here's the problem. How much can you develop a kicker's leg, right? He has to have some type of kicking coach for that. I doubt Anthony Levine can go up to Luke and give him tips on how to kick the ball. You know what I'm saying?
So you have your special teams coordinator, but you also have 3 guys underneath him that have their different specialties. So there's a senior special teams assistant that we hired who is supposed to teach technique to Luke. That's what he's supposed to do. And then you have CoCap who's supposed to, okay, this is how we run these plays when we're trying to block a field goal. This is how our blocking go. Like he calls, hey, this is the play that we're running on this special teams, whatever, punt, block, kick block, kickoff, stuff like that. He draws up and calls the plays for the special teams, but you do have guys who specialize. There's a specialized guy for the punter. There's a specialized guy for the kicker. So CoCap is he's basically a coordinator, and he has his guys he has his positional coaches who are going to teach certain positions. There's a guy who's supposed to teach the long snapper how to snap the fucking ball. CoCap is probably going to teach wings. Hey, this is how you jam a guy up off the line. This is how you try to get a pump block. When you're flying in the air, do like this. Pull your arms back so you don't hit the kicker, stuff like that.
So I'm looking at this, and I mentioned the Auburn kicker, Alex McPherson. I don't think he's coming. I think he's only a junior this year, so I don't think he's coming out. I'd keep an eye on him. If that kid can stay, he was diagnosed with I forgot what it was. But he's had like issues with it because of it, so he's missed some time. But if you could get that kid next year, he's nasty. Like he's got a leg on him. I believe he's hit like a 61 yarder at one point. So that kid can kick, and he's accurate. So I like that kid. And I watch Auburn, and it was funny because Jay, I don't know if you saw it, Coach, and they were doing their draft junkies over on Sip to Tally, and he had they were talking about Keldrick from Auburn, the defensive end.
Yeah, Coach Folk.
And I actually made a statement prior to them talking about him. I said, I think he's better off as a defensive end in a 3-4 system after watching him play. And they actually all ended up confirming that in that film watching session there and sitting down in that live stream because of the fact he doesn't show extreme burst off the edge, pause, to get around the tackle. So again, just that's how we all have those teams that we like to watch, and because we like to watch those teams more often, we kind of have a better eye for the guys on those teams. And that's kind of how I feel about Alex McPherson as a kicker. I watch other kickers, I notice them, but this dude has my attention as a kicker. Go ahead.
Anything over 50, he's dead in the water. But 50 plus, he's wonderful.
McPherson's good over 50. He's a long range kicker, so that's why I like that kid. I like McPherson. Again, he missed some time and he had some troubles early this past season because of an illness. And it caused weight fluctuation. So it caused him, he missed some longer kicks and he ended up having to miss some time. But when he's himself, man, you can bank on him being a clutch kicker.
So there's 3 guys that you could consider. Trey Smack from Florida, long 55, not too great. Kansei Matsu is his name, no native, round 925. For career field goal range, Stevens, first team All-American, missed only 1 field goal in 2024. Former Lou Gross's finalist with strong group of 5 runs. I don't know what that means. Of BYU, 24 field goals made in the season. Apparently, he set a record. But Drew Stevens has a long of 58 yards.
Yeah, that's the two I mentioned. Drew Stevens is the kid from Iowa. Excuse me.
Yes, he is from Iowa. Senior, 6 foot. Dominic Zavada shown accurate, including 56-yard field goal and consistent performance, 50-plus yards. That's Dominic Zavada. He's from Michigan. But it sounds like those guys might actually get drafted. I ain't trying to draft a kicker in the 4th round. Oh, yeah, your nephew thought he was cute in this picture, so, I had to go ahead and, give him a little shine and whatnot. Yeah, I get kicked out again. Reg? I was looking at my screen when you said look at my name. Okay, so yeah, I'm still working, but I don't hear Reg and Jay.
I'm right here. Sorry, I had a little setback right there.
I'm about to tell y'all something.
The kicker from Iowa. I I like him, and I like the kicker from BYU. They were both very accurate. Up over 85%. I like it. If you could get him undrafted, that'd be great.
Right, and don't do petty stuff like Harbaugh did, because when Pittsburgh re-signed Boswell, he literally re-signed. He gave an extension to. Damn, I forgot his damn name. I'm slow to my internet right now, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Who was our kicker?
No. Justin Tucker.
Yes, he gave an extension to Justin Tucker to pay him $1 million more than the Steelers had just re-signed their kicker for.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember commenting on that. I was like, y'all, they petty as
Yeah, that
hell.
was petty. Justin earned it though, but it was petty.
Yeah, you could have waited to the all season, like literally the same week. He was like, "Hey, yeah, right up a paid $1 million more than their kicker." I'm sure Justin Tucker didn't call him like, "Hey, you see this Pittsburgh guy makes more than me." Justin Tucker was probably minding his business, like, "Oh, $3 million, sure."
But guess who's still employed?
Hey man, you do what you got to do to maintain the best kicker in the game at the time. That's all I could think of.
But that was a season before his charges and him starting to miss kicks.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's YouTube or StreamYard, but one of them is running real slow tonight.
Hey, I just know yesterday. It worked out for me. So I don't know.
There's always 5 or 6 UDFAs that people sign and do not get drafted. Like you only find 3 or 4 kickers actually get drafted in a draft a year. And a lot of times it's either they're really good to be drafted high, which we can't afford to waste one of those high picks on a kicker, or it's just like, hey, it's the 7th round, pick 215. Why don't we just draft this kicker just because?
Let's make it a day.
We did that before when we had Justin Tucker. We drafted a guy who actually punts and does kickoffs just because. And literally we just drafted him. We could shop him around and try and get a draft pick back for him.
And we did. We got a 5th rounder.
We drafted a 5th rounder.
We traded him for a 5th rounder, and he was a 7th. We spent the 7th on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we probably missed on a 5th.
Look, well, I know for me, I can't harp on the Ravens too much because in the Matt Rule era, we decided to draft a long snapper. So yeah,
Yeah, for most teams, that's just your third tight end. But yeah, pretty much.
we drafted at line. I saw that. I was just like, yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not
tough.
serious.
So I guess it's time. 40 minutes in, we might as well hit what the subject is, right? And me and B talked about it a little bit off stream. So Jay, we'll start with you. Did Declan Doyle, in fact, call out Lamar Jackson in his statement where he was saying he expects all players to be at OTAs and all the offseason training, especially if they want to be a champion?
Now,
Was that a shot at Lamar Jackson?
I was about to say up till that point, until he said up to a champion. I'm like, all right, cool. New OC, new coaching staff in general. All right, that's just basic. All right, cool. Like new system about to be implemented. You want everybody to be on the same page, not looking sluggish come, not even OTAs. But when he said if you want to be a champion, yeah, I think that was a little big. I was watching Nightcap earlier when I was Uber, but it was like Unc and Ocho had a debate, and Ocho was getting pissed. I was like, "Hey, you don't call out your franchise player in Lamar, 2-time MVP. He hasn't been. We all know the story. He hasn't really been showing up to these types of camps are really early on into the year. But when you say if you want to be a champion, yeah, I think that was a little jab. That, in my opinion, yeah.
Osmond says that it looks like Osmond agrees with you, and I do to a point, but I think it was something that could have been said in a specific way, or he could have just left that champion line out.
Right.
And I think everybody would be like, okay, he was talking to everybody. But it's not called for when Lamar already talked to Bisciotti and said he was going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
B, what did you think about it?
Man, Shannon been acting real soft recently. Like he had a problem with what Micah Parsons said. So, I mean, he's to me, it's starting to look like shock jock stuff. He's starting to look a little bit like his mentor Skip Bates, because
oh man,
how you come out directly and say, "Oh, he's talking about Lamar," because Lamar hadn't been there for 7 of the 8 years, but didn't Lamar come to OTAs when we hired Monken? And the OTAs are what, 5 days at the beginning of April? Like you don't actually install anything. There's no installments going on at that point. It's just like, hey, these are the plays, and you're running the plays to get used to the look and the feel of the offense. You're not actually really learning anything. They've sent the book to.
Thing was, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, his part of the thing was chemistry, but you're not actually learning anything. The reason that Lamar's not at OTAs is because he's doing specialized training to make himself a better player. And making himself a better player, taking himself from a Madden 94 to a Madden 97 or 98 has far more impact than helping Wester run an in route when you're not going to play him, but for maybe 35 or 40 actual offensive snaps a year.
Yeah, but the other thing Doyle was talking about was building that relationship between the coaches and the players, and since everybody's in the whole new staff, and wanting to get everybody on that road for building a relationship together. That was one of the things he was pushing in that interview, and I understand that, right? But you're
he
leader.
Could push it
already,
but Lamar's out there. But Lamar's out there working with the wide receivers and whatnot. You don't think you have an invitation as a coach to come and help? You could come out, you could step out there as a coach and, hey, how you guys doing and whatnot. Hey, let's sit down and have lunch, let's talk and go over this, that, and the third. Like you said, you spoken to Lamar? Have you found out what type of person he is? Like you talking about OTAs in what, a month and 15 days or so?
Yeah, and it's the part I found crazy was Shannon was saying like he's trying to establish something. You establish that you know this culture where you calling people out and you want everybody to be held accountable. Here's the thing. He compared it to Belichick calling out Tom Brady.
After they
Belichick
won 4
called out
Super
Tom
Bowls
Brady
together
twice.
already.
He did it twice. Once after they won 4 Super Bowls already, and once when Tom Brady was still a young dude, never started a game yet. Okay, or was starting his first few games. And Belichick was already a well-known head coach at the time, and Tom Brady was a nobody at the time. So he had every right to call out his quarterback at that time. And
The
then after
7th
winning
round
4
pick.
Super Bowls, exactly. And then after winning 4 Super Bowls, you guys have built that relationship where you know, hey, this is what he does. If I screw up, he's going to call me out on it. And Tom liked that Bill held him accountable that in that way.
But Tom was able to call
So
out Belichick when Belichick fucked up too. And that's the part that people keep leaving
exactly,
out of that story.
exactly.
And
But
Ocho said that.
that's the
Ocho
point I'm
said
making. That's
that
the
was their
relationship they had.
relationship. You can't take their because I'm telling
Yeah,
you right now, if Mahomes starts talking sideways to Andy Reid, it ain't gonna go well.
at all. And the other thing you got to look at, Lamar now has been your franchise quarterback for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? 8 years. And you're
Coaches call
coming
out
in as a
players.
first time offensive coordinator,
Yeah, but see,
and you're going
coaches
to try to
call out
call out
players,
the franchise?
but they don't normally do it in the media. They don't handle it in the media. And that's what Chad was saying. You hit Lamar and say, hey, we want 100% participation at OTAs. Are you in? You don't send a message through the media, especially when you haven't sat down and talked to this man face to face. Because I can tell you a secret.
Exactly.
If Lamar says you either give her to Declan Doyle or I don't play, Declan Doyle going to be the shortest OC hire that we've ever seen in the history of the NFL. Because that $70 million
Facts.
that Lamar carries, $70 million on that roster, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
hurt you when you're trying to get free agents. I guarantee you, he sit back like this and say, "Yeah, I bet you fired Declan Doyle before I signed a new contract. My boy Deck gone." No, I don't think Declan was trying to insult or agitate. I'm just saying that he wouldn't do something like that because it would be pointless. Shannon was trying to say
I
that
don't think so
is
either.
what he meant, but Shannon was reaching. Like Shannon, you got them
Yeah,
little
Shannon was reaching.
weightlifting arms, them little T-Rex arms. You just keep them near your chest because they're useless. You're reaching too far.
I honestly don't think he meant that either. But I think he was just trying to get guys fired up and get everybody to say, hey, listen, we want everybody there because I think he expects this team to be a championship contender this year with the talent we have on the
Right.
roster. So I think that was just him saying, like, if everybody shows up, we're installing a brand new system. If we can get this thing going as early as possible, we'll get into our flow quicker. We'll get through the hiccups quicker and get to a steady offense quicker. I don't think it had anything to do with calling Lamar out. Especially since we said, Bashadi said he spoke with Lamar. Lamar said he was going to be there. So there's really no point in kind of trying to call your quarterback out at that point. Especially since you're not even the head coach. You're an OC. You know what I'm saying? So let's just I just think that just needs to be cleared up. And I think Doyle's going to bring in a very unique offense. And this season, as crazy as it sounds, we got a ton of draft picks. I want to draft a young quarterback to be behind Lamar late in the draft, 6, 7 rounder. Somebody that's athletic like him, just in case we can't get our boy back, Snoop back. Draft a young athletic quarterback to be behind Lamar so that the offense can stay similar if something happens to Lamar. But that's late in the draft. Early in the draft, I need us to focus on the trade line, D line. Get us if you can get us a top wide receiver, or at least a wide receiver to help, the staff we have now in there, great. So I'll aim for that too. But we got enough picks to do a lot. When we could trade, pick up some guys through trade, whatever we got to do. I think we got to trade bait with Andrews. I think Marlon comes back.
We need to cut Cooper Rush. Fuck that.
Cooper Rush, I believe, is a free agent. I thought he was only on a 1-year deal.
No, we gave him a 3-year deal, like idiots. So if we cut him, we'll save $2.1 million and deal with $550K in dead money. So yeah, we need to cut Cooper Rush. Let that $2.1 million go and get a rookie contract on a 5th rounder or a 6th rounder.
Yeah, no, I'd say even the 7th, because I was telling Jay this before. This is a deep quarterback class as far as potential. You have a lot of potential late in the draft of guys that started for multiple years in college and put up decent numbers. They just need consistency, and they just need to kind of hone their craft. And it's a lot of guys late in the draft I'd like. So I wouldn't mind that. I mean, a lot of them too. Jaden Daniels. Jalen Daniels. I think his name is Jalen Daniels. The kid from Virginia Tech. That was Jay's guy. I forgot his name. Coach mentioned him on his stream the other day.
Yeah. Taylor Green from
What's the V Tech Virginia Tech quarterback we was watching, Jay? What was his
he's
name
a
again?
dual threat. His name is slipping me, but he's a black quarterback. Hold on real quick.
Black quarterback.
Kyron Drones.
That's how we refer to guys now, the black quarterback.
Melanated. High cheekbone. No, I'm joking. But yeah, Kyron Jones. But Taylor Green. Taylor Green from it was Arkansas. Taylor Green from Arkansas. There's
Taylor Green's another one.
There's one more that was on my radar too.
But I don't think Doyle would rub people the wrong way. Like, I think he's a nice guy. And I just think what he said, people were just like, it's pretty much like, oh, Lamar doesn't usually show up to OTAs, so it must be a shot at him. But I mean, it's a lot of players that don't show up to OTAs. So to say that it's Lamar is just like LBHT always says, Lamar gets kicks. If somebody said, oh, well, the defensive captain said that we all need to show up and play as one, somebody's going to say the defensive captain was calling out Lamar because he's not usually there for OTAs. Like, any way you can spin it to get spins.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's like starting a rap beef. Hey, we both going to make some money. Don't say nothing about my mama, and we going to be good.
I think I think Doyle's just assertive.
Yeah, he did better than CoCap as far as that presser, boy. CoCap was so hood, boy. He should have been on the original version, not the remix.
Listen,
I was like, bro, he can't
let
get
that
out
man
of the
be.
hood.
Let that man be him. He was ready for that
He
spotlight,
can
wasn't
be
he?
him. No, he can be him, but he looked like he ain't know what to do with the spotlight.
That boy was. He was ready for it and not ready for it at the same time.
Yeah,
Like
boy, we up
he's
now.
ready for
It's
it in
my
the sense
time.
of it's been too long. Exactly. But then he got that spotlight, you know what to say. He was trying to say everything at the same time. Listen,
I'm
on the
surprised
off
he didn't
note,
say,
right? Because we didn't touch all the subjects. Huh?
I'm surprised he ain't be like, yeah, because my boy over here, little Pookie and Nuck, you know what I mean? They be telling me I gotta stay down, stay strong. I was expecting that to come out at one point.
Oh man. Chill, leave him alone. Leave him alone. He gonna be a head coach one day. Talking just like that. And I'm
I
perfectly
think he's
fine with
gonna
it
learn,
because if the
learn to
Lions head coach,
relax a little bit. The way he
if
talking
Dan
a
Campbell
problem.
could
I
get
just
up and
think
talk about
he was
biting off
just wired
kneecaps,
up.
he good. If we okay with Dan Campbell talking about biting off kneecaps, then he good, bro. He good.
Oh, he good. He gotta relax a little bit. My man took 3 Red Bull and a motherfucking Viagra.
No, boy, that was
Hey
more of a
man, and
gas.
he might have been
No, that
ready
was
to
a
get up
gas
in
station honey
Nah,
pack. That was a gas station honey pack. Man, that was no Viagra.
Hey yo, he might have been ready to get up in something, and then they called him and was like, "Yo, did you forget about the interview?" He's like, "God damn, all right, I'm on my way. You never know." Hey, listen. On a different note, I was sitting here and I was chilling watching TV today, and it just came to me watching. I was watching CSI Miami.
Hmm.
That boy Horatio was the smoothest motherfucker on TV, wasn't he? Man, listen, I you won't change my mind. Horatio was
with
the
the glasses
smoothest dude
slip
on
when he used to
TV.
put the glasses in. Yeah, shouted.
Yeah, my boy was smooth. I've never seen somebody smoother at a crime scene too. He got a crime scene smooth as day. I guess we got to find
Hey,
out
I
who
don't know
did
what it
it.
was, but I used to want to talk to Callie. I used to be looking at her like, something about Miss Callie, boy. She had
Oh, yeah,
Nick pressed
thanks,
up
Miss
too.
Cali, huh?
Yeah, look, Nick was over there
Man,
looking
listen.
too, like, yeah, let me get that Cuban influence on her.
Man. Hey, yo, how would you have felt if Horatio was snagging your sister, bro?
What they gotta do with me?
What do you do about that?
My sister's gonna talk to who the fuck
Like,
she
not
wants to.
like he your boss, and he smashing your sister. He's just family at this point.
It wouldn't bother me, but he step out of line, he gonna know he gonna hit his family ass shot.
I mean, then he too smooth to
You
step
ain't
out of
never
line, bro.
protected player. You get to acting up, I'm gonna get to acting up. That's all you gotta know. As long as he don't act up, I ain't gotta act up. We gonna be acting right.
That boy Horatio never act up. That boy is smooth 24/7.
Because look, it's some
You
things that
don't
I've
never
clapped
see
in
him
this
without a suit
lifetime,
on.
and I've clapped some people's cousins. You know what I mean? Aunties.
No comment.
Somebody
No
was
comment.
somebody. That's all.
Jay's doing the
That's
right
all.
thing
That's all I
too.
knew.
Keep it quiet, Jay. No comment. I'm just saying
Hey, you
Horatio
done
was a
smashed somebody's
smooth
mama.
motherfucker.
You got kids, so you done smashed somebody's mama.
Who
That's personal.
who 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 outside of Horatio, who's one of y'all smoothest TV characters that you was like, yeah, I'd have to cop his style for a little while. But like it could be a movie, TV show. Give me one.
Whoever Eric LaSalle played in any one of his motherfucking TV shows, that was the smoothest fuck motherfucker on the screen at all times. He could have been smashing about 4 girls in the same hospital. They'd been like, but look who he is.
I guess for me, I don't know about smooth, but I guess for me, I guess in this category, for instance, I'll say Black Dynamite, both the movie and the animated version.
Okay. For me, man,
I thought he was gonna say Lando Calrissian or something like that. You know.
Oh man,
the only black man in Star Wars.
Outside of,
would you gonna forget Samuel L. Jackson?
Star Wars.
Hey man, that I was Shaft.
Come on, the original Star Wars, not the prequels.
Shaft.
Samuel L. Jackson made it into the prequels because Lando Calrissian was in the first set.
Well, may he, Lando, rest in peace. No, Carl Weathers.
Jay, have you been keeping up with WWE lately?
Here and there. Whenever I can.
All right, we got a triple threat main event going on right now. I just want to get your pick before the match starts. Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes. Who you got as the winner?
I got Melo.
I think it's nah. Yeah, I got Melo too. Yeah,
I'm gonna go. So I want to pick Trick Williams, right? But my fear is that they're gonna have Damian Priest win this match.
All right, I just can't get with Damian Priest.
But my choice is Trick Williams. You know they call him the bisexual Undertaker.
I'm not gonna go that. Man, I'm come on.
I wasn't ready.
Right. I'm just saying, like, he can never. I understand what they in this generation. I just like Undertaker's aura can never be like reached. Just like LeBron on the points leader list, ain't nobody catching that man. But I can. He's gimmick. I can just never catch on.
I'm not.
Are they in Florida? Nice.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. If I'm being honest, to me, Damian Priest is more of a Scott Hall than he is, and that's who one of his favorite wrestlers was Scott Hall. But he's more of a Scott Hall than he is an Undertaker. Hey, Scott Hall, you know, I was a fan of Scott Hall. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's who Damian Priest models himself after. So where people got Undertaker, I guess just because he wears the leather, you know, the black and the purple, that doesn't, you know, he was supposed to be dark, like one of them dark characters at one point.
I got some
like what he's wearing right now. Oh man,
I was saying, my thing is Undertaker went through several characters, it was still the shit. Like the biker, his biker phase, of course, when he was like heavily teaming up with Kane, the Bullets of Destruction, all that. Of course, doing his own thing with the dead man superpowers, you know.
Yeah.
And then the WrestleMania, streak became his own thing.
That's kind of what they reference to when Undertaker was the dead man. Because if you look at Damian Priest, the way he throws the punches in the corner, that's Undertaker style. The walking on the rope, you know, he stole that from Undertaker. And look at his attire. Like that is prime.
Tell him, Irving.
Undertaker attire.
Nah, I just know, like, he sold it more. He just, so he made you believe. Damian Priest, I just can't.
Go back to answer Osmond's question, because for some reason these comments are not flying in properly tonight. They're literally just popping in. I say seventh round. And go ahead and get Kyron Drone or somebody like that in the seventh round, because that'll be picks we can really just play with and have a guy around or a kicker in the seventh round. So yeah, sixth or seventh round. He said trigger warning. my bad, Urban.
Look, there was no trigger warning for B yesterday, so what's the trigger warning now?
It's trigger warning for me.
No, when you said Shy was the group of Shy or whoever was spreading the STDs, that was no trigger warning.
Hey, I see it. I see. There's a clip referencing that in the Opus, so it wasn't too bad.
I'm just saying, ready to get all the trigger warnings. We get nothing. You just unfiltered over. Oh, no, over there.
What you mean? Oh yeah, I'm. What do you mean? I'm the most filtered person on here.
You came out of nowhere with bisexual Undertaker. Like what?
Hey, whoa! That's what they called the man.
I need references.
That's what they was calling the man. They was calling the man bisexual.
I need
it's not my fault.
Literally mentioned trigger warning before I said
it. Hey, that's what they was calling the man. It's not my fault. All right.
All I know
was
is
asking if y'all knew that people was calling him that.
All I know next week is if whoever comes up on screen as a special guest or B says something out of pocket, I better see trigger warning in the chat.
I'm just saying. We just talking about wrestling. A lot of people cover wrestling. And I've seen a lot of people that cover wrestling call him that specifically. So that's not coming.
I ain't got nothing wrong with that. Just like I said, for me, my thing is just his whole shtick. You just like I became a fan of Trick Williams. During the Royal Rumble, Obi Femi was when he was destroying, he was paused. Devon Evans, you know what I'm saying? I just never catch on to. Yeah, hell, Joey Hendry, even though some people find that song annoying, I like it.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Your current NXT champion, by the way.
Right. I mean, he didn't really win it in the most. He didn't win it in the most he didn't win it in the most spectacular fashion, but I guess it still counts.
Did you see that question about who were the most?
He won it in a ladder match.
But I just one of the
most influential factions.
My bad. We go. Say it again.
There's a guy who has a list, and he's like, who's the most popular, who's the most impactful wrestling factions? And they named the main event squad from TNA, DX,
the main event Mafia, DX, NWO, the Bullet Club,
Dudley Boys.
No, they mean factions, like big groups, not just tag teams.
Okay, gotcha.
So NWO, D-Generation X, Bullet Club, Main Event Mafia, Fortune.
I mean, would the Bloodline count?
If you want to throw the Bloodline in there, yes, they would count. They're a faction.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But to me, the most influential and the best one, are two different things. The best one to me was D-Generation X.
Of course.
The most influential was NWO. Because essentially what NWO did caused WWF to say, be okay with DX doing everything that they did. So the most influential to me was the NWO, but the DX to me was the best group. Because when you put together the championship numbers alone between Shawn Michaels, Triple H, then you had the second iteration with Triple H, the New Age Outlaws, X-Pac, there's a lot of championships there. Those guys weren't just a group; they were a group that everybody was winning belts.
Right, man. Fuck the championship, just the
Whereas the
showmanship,
NWO,
the showmanship, the entertainment
Was
alone.
Batista part of that, or no? Did he miss the exit? He
Yeah.
was just with Triple H.
no, Batista was in Evolution, so it was Triple H,
Okay,
Batista, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair, which was another great. That was another great group. Those guys was all winning championships.
When Cody Rhodes was part of the what was that shit called?
What about the Four Horsemen?
Like the second
Legacy.
generation or some generation
Legacy.
superstars, something like that.
Legacy.
Okay,
It was called Legacy. It was Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase Jr. And at
Yeah,
one point
DiBiase,
they had one of the Samoans in there. I forgot which one. But they ended up cutting him from the company, so it ended up just the three of them. But even they were winning championships. You had Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes were tag team champions. Randy was a world champion. So they had a lot going on too. When you put a faction together, the key to it is how well do y'all function in matches, not just cheating wise, but are y'all actually wrestlers that can draw and put on a good match? And then are you worthy of the championships you win? So, like, if you look at the Bloodline, if you notice 9 times out of 10, when they win the tag team titles, 2 members win it, but then one of the members end up giving the title to Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa is possibly the worst wrestler I've ever seen.
Damn.
I mean, absolutely positively the worst. I'm gonna have you do this. Get on YouTube, look up Tonga Loa highlights, and I promise you, they're really just low lights. Some of the nastiest punches I've ever seen thrown in my life. The man's missing his marks. He had a mark on his debut where, mind you, you're under the ring and you're watching a monitor. And there's cues for you to come out. So he's under the ring. And he's supposed to slide out from under the ring because it was his debut. And it was a surprise he was there. Nobody knew he was there. He's supposed to slide out, grab the referee by the foot, and pull him off. Pull him out the ring and stop the pin. He got out of the ring too slow. The referee had to start pushing himself out the ring as if Tonga Loa was pulling him out. And then Tonga Loa grabbed him as he was halfway to the floor already. The dude is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Jared says here they fumbled Swerve Strickland. And he's gonna start getting into AEW. So I watch AEW as well. I watch TNA, I watch AEW, I watch WWE, I watch all of that.
NXT, yeah.
I don't watch AEW as much because AEW is more of a pure wrestling show and a hardcore wrestling show than it is a sports entertainment show. They don't have a lot of storylines that you can get behind where you actually want to see guys fight and feud and see how the match goes. It's more so, hey, I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. You're one of the best wrestlers in the world. Let's just go put on a match with no story in it where we're just getting up from each other's finishers over and over again. And we're having spot fest. So they're flipping all over the place and fancy stuff over and over again. And that's cool. They put on phenomenal matches at times, but I want to see more sometimes. Sometimes they leave me wanting more. And that's not, and I can say the same thing about WWE where I watch some of the matches. But like if you look at this match now, they're telling the story of how Mello and Trick used to be boys, and then they had their falling apart. So you see them arguing at times where they want to help each other, but then they just can't quite help each other. So you got the story going on during the match, but they're also putting on good spots and having just a good match. For some reason, AEW tends to fail at that unless the guys have had matches previously. Then they'll have spots from those previous matches put into their current match so that you know, oh yeah, these guys have a history together. But I'd like to see more stories from AEW. I also think they have too many titles. Have so many mid-card titles that's when you come in, you know, especially if you're a new signee, they tend to just go, hey, here's a belt. Here's a belt. Thanks for coming. Tommaso Ciampa left WWE and went over to AEW. Won a title in his first match there, and then lost that same title a week later. So their titles right now, currently to me, their mid card titles have no prestige. But where I do like is that they have only one world championship. Whereas WWE, you got the world championship and the WWE championship. It'd be better if it was only one main title, but just like I feel like WWE has too many tag team titles. They have a tag team title on NXT, tag team title on SmackDown, tag team title on Raw. You only need one set of tag team titles. Let them go to all the shows. It's things they could do a lot better than what they currently do. Jared said, "School me. I want to know what I'm getting into." Hey, Jared, I'm honestly, they have a show coming on. Trick shot. Let's go, Trick Willie.
Actually, speaking of WD, what you think about WWE 2K? Was it 26?
So far, it looks like they've made a lot of improvements or changes in the game that I'm excited to see. I have WWE 2K25, so and I played that. I still play it. And there's things that interest me, but there's a lot of things about the game that make you go away from it for a little while, and then you come back after a while like, It looks like the new one is going to be interesting. The problem is they're switching over to a battle pass now, rather than just having the DLC packs that you get as throughout times of the year. I don't know how I feel about the battle pass situation. Especially for a wrestling game. It's gonna be weird to see how they implement it. And then on top of that, the pricing of the game. Okay. You got your standard edition is gonna run you $70. Wherever it is. I think it's $69.99, so $70. But then you got 3 other editions of the game that range anywhere from $100 to $150. And if you don't get those upper tier editions, you miss out on certain characters. So like you miss out on a 1998 Kane. Why? Just give them to me in the base game. You know what I'm saying? We've had Kane. We should have had this Kane every year anyway. You know what I mean? So why am I paying $150 to get him in the game? That's what I'm saying, Jared. Battle pass my ass, man. Pause. But
I was giving you a chance to
stuff like
correct
that. Trying to take you away from the game. Yeah, man, Jared, they're messing it up, man, with the battle pass thing. It looked like this game had a chance to be something great. But they want you to get a battle pass, and then on top of that, they want for you to get 90. So they got the regular edition, which if you pre-order, you get Joe Hendry. It's like, well, I don't want to pre-order because I want to see how the game is actually plays before I buy it.
Right.
So now, if I wait to buy it, I don't get Joe Hendry. Well, that's stupid. He should be on your base roster. Then, if you get only the basic battle pass, you still miss out on the 98 Kane, 98 Undertaker or whatever it is, 98 Triple H, 99 Triple H, all these years. And that's another thing. The roster is really just fluff because instead of having, they got like 6 versions of CM Punk up there. It should be one CM Punk. You click it, and then you have his different attire from all the years, and then you can select it. Whatever.
Nah, bro. Bring back ECW, ECW CM Punk. Bring him back. Yeah.
Well, they are. He's in this game. But
should
the
be the
thing
only
is,
one that matters.
He's going to count as an individual character from current CM Punk. And that's going to be a different character from TNA CM Punk, which is going to be a different character from early WWE CM Punk. So it's like you got, so out of 400 spots, 400 plus spots, 6 of them are CM Punk. You know what I mean? Then you're
So
going to
that
have
means
another 6 be Undertaker. You got
so what
another
that
4
means
be Kane.
so that means we should get like you know what I'm saying, the WWE spinner belt, John Cena. We should get the I mean, I don't know if there's a difference, but I mean, when he held the world's heavyweight title, it was more of a So, but pretty much there's different
Yeah, no,
variation.
you are. You get 5 John Cena. Yep.
I figured that too.
Yep. You'll get 5 John Cenas. You'll get 5
What, different
versions or
Kofi
4 versions
Kingston's?
of Bray Wyatt, which I'm fine with. Whatever. You're gonna get. Yep, you're gonna get multiple Kofi Kingstons. This year, I think they had 3 versions of them, or 2. You're gonna get multiple versions of the Usos, multiple versions of Seth Rollins, multiple versions of Roman Reigns, multiple versions of Cody Rhodes. All these guys are gonna have multiple versions, but you're gonna sit here and fluff it up and say, "Hey, we got 400 plus superstars on the roster." That don't
Yeah.
count.
No, it's kind of like
You
they're
gave me
doing like
Rikishi as Rikishi, and then you gave me him as Fatu as well.
oh man, they're kind of doing like how what's that game called back in the day? I mean Dragon Ball Z, yeah, how Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, where you had
Was it
that different
Budokai?
Budokai, my bad. I was like, I know there's so many
There was
variations.
Budokai and Budokai Taienshi.
Yeah.
So
My point
honestly,
is that roster, you click Goku, and then you got damn near every version up to Super Saiyan 4.
1 through 4.
Yeah.
Kid Goku. Then you got the
Hey, even for Gohan, you had Super Saiyan Man. Oh, that was
right. WCW versus NWO on 64 had the same goddamn shit, except for it was C up, C down, C left, or C right for the different fucking costumes and outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Even Prime Mortis and Canyon were up in Prime Mortis was up and down, and Canyon was left and right, C left and C right. It's like you're not giving me 200. You're giving me some BS and telling me, hey, each outfit is different.
All right. Well, you mean to tell me that on a battle pass, if you get far enough, you don't make he rest in peace though. Wait, you're gonna get a different version between Big Daddy V and Viscera? Y'all go cheat the fans like that?
All right, if you want the blue ones, you got to do this.
Man, battle passes like over the years, like hell, even with me playing Fortnite over the years, it just got out of control. To be honest, I knew it kind of got
exactly
when Call of Duty started to adapt to. I haven't played Call of Duty in years, but when I heard they started to do it, I'm just like, I mean, it's kind of overkill now. It's just not. Wow, it's not fun now. Like everybody trying to do it, it just.
Yeah, everybody does the battle pass now. Battlefield 6 has a battle pass. It's like, yo, figure out a different system. I don't like this.
Back in the day, all I care about Call of Duty. All I care about was just getting my gold. I'm getting my guns diamond. That's all I care about.
Listen, I don't mind having to do certain accomplishments to unlock certain things, right? Or that's fine. But don't give me a battle pass where I got to accomplish certain things or get a certain amount of tokens just to get one part of the battle pass, and I got to go through each part to get to the weapon I want to unlock. No,
right. At least in 2K basketball,
some things I got to do to unlock the weapon. That's fine.
Right, 2K
all that basketball, you unlock cards and stuff like that. It's not like, oh, you can't get this player if you don't buy the battle pass. Like in 2K, okay, I got to this level, I get VC, I'll get something for my team player, and I'll get an emote that I could use or an outfit that I could wear to dress my player. It ain't gonna be some shit like.
I mean, to let people know I don't touch grass.
Pretty much.
Like, I haven't seen the outside world in about 2 weeks. I've been
Right,
Ubering all
because
my
with
niggas.
Battlefield, right, it's like with Battlefield, you can pay for the upgraded battle pass, but if you don't get to a certain level in
Jared, for
time,
me,
you don't get the other stuff.
with 2K25, I kind of it had a lot of issues. Yeah. So like for 2K25, my issue with 2K25, it had a lot of issues. But I guess things I liked about it was really just came from my own creativity. It wasn't even necessarily anything that 2K did that was special. It was more so my creativity and what could I come up with while playing the game and doing my different matchups and different things like that. um, doing universe mode whenever I started universe modes and creating my own. Like I would create my own wrestling company essentially. Go download belts offline, download creative characters, things like that. You find ways to make the game fun rather than um
Relying on developers.
rather than actually something they did. Yeah, but they have the one thing I'll say is their story mode this year was pretty good. The rising star mode or whatever they call it was actually pretty good.
Have you ever played
Said AEW Fight Forever could
WWE?
have blown 2K out the water if they would have added more positions, more creations, and more matches, but they filled the game with BS mini games and no D career mode. That's true. That's because if you notice who made AEW Fight Forever, it was the people that used to make WWE games. And WWE left them for a reason. They wanted to get more realistic and have more stuff in the game, and the people, those guys, just Rockstar, I think it was, couldn't. I forgot who it was, but they just couldn't do it. What did you saying, B?
Yeah, you ever played WWE Warzone?
You said Warzone?
Yeah, I think it was either first it was on PlayStation or 64, but that one had more customizations than any WWE game that I could think of. Like me and my friends literally made a character that looked like each one of us. We even made characters that looked like our parents. Like you could tell whose
Yeah,
parent
no,
it was.
absolutely. Yeah, no, the WWE games have done a great job with customization, with being able to create a character. That's been their strong point every year. I've multiple times I've created my character, I've created my daughters, you know, and we just go have a ball in the game. That's probably their strong point, is the creator wrestler
Like Need
and
for
the things you
Speed.
can do with that. And if you go through, if there's guys that aren't in the game, go to create a wrestler. Go download a creative wrestler because people make them look just like the guys, just like them. And
Yeah,
it's
I used
like
to play it for.
undeniable.
Yeah, you could spend hours just like making people, or you could literally make a guy, you could make a wrestler like Denzel Washington. Like we used to spend hours just creating and perfecting a character. And we created somebody who's on a roster who wasn't in the game and literally have their exact move set. Like that was just hours of fun for us to have. And like games like Need for Speed that used to have that
Yeah,
type of
absolutely.
customization, that shit is, you could spend 20, 30 hours just doing shit like that and not even get that far in the game. Just have fun just doing
Fact.
your own personal little side quest.
Or for like, I don't know, people still do it, probably still do, but I know it was more prevalent back then. But how Madden rosters, no, they couldn't wait they couldn't wait for the next one, so they will make their own rosters. The rookies on how they think, how they'll be. All right, and I think for some, I forgot how it was. You can like download it. You could download the
You can
rosters.
download it into the game. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could download updated rosters, but sometimes they wouldn't.
They have the
They
Madden
wouldn't
used to have it
do
where
next year one.
you could upload the roster straight from the college football game to the Madden, and you'd have your next season's players in there. And then they took that away when the whole lawsuit thing happened. And I think they're going to put it back in the game, but as of right now, you can't. But people still go and create the
Creed, yeah.
upcoming draft class and then upload it. Yeah, and then you could download it on your game, and when you put it in your franchise mode, you can have them there. So I think that's pretty cool.
So
I haven't played
I
Madden
don't.
in
I don't
years,
play
though.
Madden, but the last NFL 2K before Madden got scared and got the exclusive rights to the NFL games, you could literally take a player and customize what touchdowns dances they would do when you hit certain buttons on the way to the end zone. Can you do something like that in Madden?
I think you can customize celebrations in Madden now. Think so. I know in college football you could do something like that. Like they got different ways you could carry the ball, different ways you can have a stance while you're you know, in position waiting to snap the ball, all that. So I think you could probably do that on Madden now too. I would think so at least.
Yeah, that used to be a fun part of the game.
To this day,
I had,
one of the best football games is NFL Streets.
Mhm.
NFL Streets.
NFL and NBA Street need to come back.
It was fire.
now.
It was the most replayable football game ever. Bro, it would be so legit. I would
they
love
just
that
gave
game
up
now.
on it. They were just like, yeah, we don't want to make it
I remember
anymore.
me and
It's
my
like,
brother used to play it all the time.
are you serious? If I could get NBA Street and NBA Jam on my PS5, I would lose my shit.
I mean, they had a chance with this next console with PS6 and stuff. I'm just saying, Def Jam Vendetta can come back.
Apparently, there's a jailbreak for the PS5 that has been unearthed, apparently, where somebody figured out a way to do something to where you could actually download games to your PS5, like even older games, like PlayStation 2 games you could put a Blu-ray disc in your PS5 and it'll run just like it's meant to be. That's why I got it. That's why my PS5 has a disc, because I'm like, somebody's going to figure out some way that I can make everything back compatible. So when they're like, yeah, you want the digital PS5? No, bitch. I want the disc and the digital. Kiss my ass. For $30 more? Yeah, bring it over.
So you're the reason why GameStop is still, but you're the reason why GameStop is still in business.
No, if I buy games, if I'm gonna buy games, a lot of times I'll get GameFly, and they'll ship you a game.
Yeah, man, GameFly. Commercial for GameFly was.
Yeah, but after a while, you could buy the game from them for like $25. And I got so good to the point where Madden would be about to come out, and I'd send my game back because I know they'd hold it a day and send me out Madden, and I'd have Madden on the day it came out and be playing. Everybody like, oh, you got the special joint where you did a pre-release? Nope, I got GameFly. I sent that shit back 2 days before, because once it gets to the post office scans it, and GameFly knows that you've already put it in the mail and it's on the way back, so they'll send you your next game out. And now they have a special thing to where, hey, if you send your game back, they will hold your game until the new release comes out. And they'll send, if the game comes out on Wednesday, they'll put it in the mail on Tuesday. So you'll have it Wednesday morning.
I always thought about.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I always thought about asking my mom for that, but I was like, nah.
I always did it because it was like $60 in one game. It was $60 for like 3 games a month, and one game was $60. So I'm like, if I buy one game that I cannot return to GameStop at all, unless I take a $25 hit, I might as well have these 3 games for the $60. I was trying games that I didn't even think were good just because I had an option of 3 games to play. I tried so many pointless games just because I could. I had 1 or 2 that I knew I liked, and then the third one was just for me to try stupid crap. They got there, it sucked. 2 hours later, it was back in the mail, and I was playing the game. I was playing NFL 2K or NBA 2K and kept it pushing. Hell, I think I got one of my Ace Combats I got from them, and I had it for like 2 or 3 months, and they were like, "You could buy this game for $20. Bet here's your $20," and then they sent me out another game. That game was still in, yeah, that shit was still in GameStop for $55. Now, I had it since the day it came out. If I played more games, I would have GameFly, but I played 2K, Ace Combat, and the other games I play don't even have physical copies, like NBA Playgrounds. NBA Playgrounds is the closest thing to NBA Street.
Bro, I used to live in Blockbuster. When Blockbuster was out,
you had to rent everything, rewind the VHS before you sit the back in. Well, late fees and shit. That drop off box. Oh man, yeah.
We actually had a store that was a video store that did rentals. That was literally at the shopping center in our neighborhood. So we just go there. Like we would literally just go to Best Buy just because it was a little bit farther away. It was a little bit of an adventure.
Before you send them back. Just like I used to go to Toys R Us, and I would go to Toys R Us just because Toys R Us had the game system set up in their toy section, and you could play the games that were coming out.
Oh yeah. So
I used to go there just to go in that section, even if I wasn't buying.
He's like that. No, it's like Toys R Us, Walmart, of course. GameStop had that. Let me see if I like it or not, real quick. Be playing the demo for hours.
Exactly. Gotta test it out.
Good time, man. Good time.
I remember playing the Tomb Raider demo inside a Toys R Us, I think it was.
You probably made sure she kept swimming, huh?
No comment.
You know, you know. If you know, you know.
What was that? Tomb Raider 2?
Yeah, I still remember Tomb Raider off the PS1.
I don't remember which one it was.
The lore graphics
they were both fire.
Tomb Raider 2 was on PS1 also.
Yeah, oh, that blocky stuff. Crazy.
Right?
Booty.
Got to get to you and that.
When you got caught by the spiders.
People.
And she faint. Like who put out these big ass spiders?
Oh man, good times, good stuff, man.
Those spiders were bigger than her goddamn shoe.
I'm gonna take you even further back. Y'all remember Streets of Rage?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and 3. Yep. Oh my man, Skate was always the most popular, and I don't even know why Skate was the most popular. He was just the most popular.
Facts. I forgot SmackDown went 3 hours. I was thinking that Triple Threat was the main event. It's not even the main event. We still got Aleister Black and Randy Orton to go tonight.
Dang. My boy Obi. Did he officially sign a SmackDown yet?
I don't think he officially signed yet because I did see him on Raw on Monday. So,
I mean, just going around, just doing whatever as a free agent.
I do have a question.
The man's a monster, bro. I mean, the amount of young star power they just brought up, and to think there's still more guys like you could bring. Ethan Page is getting on the back end of his career, but he's another guy you can bring up from NXT. Ricky Starks. Oh, GoldenEye was my ish, bro. I had
on 64. The one on PlayStation was ass.
It was. Yeah. But yeah, 64. Yeah, you had to do it proper. Especially the end. Look, I'll play every time with the intro. Every time. No skips.
Like multiplayer, get the golden gun. It was over.
Yeah, back when you had to literally invite your friends over, and you had to learn how to work a split screen.
You know what was terrible with that? Perfect Dark was
Man.
terrible. If you had anything more than 3 players, that joint would start slowing down and glitching up, and it'd be like, bruh, it was a good game, but in 4-player mode, it was useless.
That's it's like more than like with 3 or 4 players. That's where kind of like Nintendo and GameCube kind of like took over or was the best with like Super Mario Party, Super Smash Bros. Like you literally see everybody see on the same screen. You just had to stay with all the action though, but not like Call of Duty. How back in the day, like either split screen or God forbid four mini sections. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got my ass whipped so much because I couldn't see. I didn't know what was going on.
I don't think I played the true crime games. It's possible, but I don't remember those games.
True crime game.
Although, best game of all time as far as wrestling is concerned, you can argue with your mama and you smack your little brother. Def Jam Fight for New York is still champion.
Of course.
Probably the best. And one of the worst rap games of all time would go to either the 50 Cent one or the Wu-Tang one. But I love the Wu-Tang one. It was a terrible game. I still love that fucking game.
Well, the thing is with Def Jam, it's like you have so much. I mean, over the years, you had so many
characters
and options from like say, like NBA YoungBoy would have been nice. Cardi B or versus Lotto or whoever the hell, Nicki Minaj versus I don't know, who cares? But still, though, you had characters that could fit into that game, and you could have still had like your main. I mean, like your OG characters, like how Manny was or Briggs was in the original one. You still could have had like 2 or 3 of them, but the rest be like actual rappers.
And all the unique finishers. That was the crazy part, was that everybody had their own finisher.
Exactly. I ain't gonna lie, to this day though, I know it's a game though, but I don't know how man did his finisher. All the knees to the head and then kick him out. I'm like, God damn, but that don't hurt you.
Bro, there was a rumor that they were going to remake.
Have y'all seen all the petty stuff that you've been putting out?
What?
All the petty stuff that you've been putting out on Jim Jones?
Oh yeah, he's how he got
50's going crazy with
he tried to break into his studio after 50 had him evicted or something like that. I'm like, come on, 50, bro.
He didn't pay his rent yet, so they locked the door because he hadn't paid his rent.
Yeah, he didn't pay his rent.
50 was like, Tupac said, you don't go to war if you ain't got your money right.
And then Jim Jones went up there. 50 leaked the video of Jim Jones in the hallway kicking the doors, trying to break in. And then 50 put out a post. He put out the picture of the paper telling him that he was evicted. And then he put out a picture of him and the owner. He's like, I'm a co-owner of the building, bro.
Oh,
like, and he's like, you gonna pay for my doors. You gonna fix my doors.
When you going to jail.
Yo, 50, that's the wrong dude. He the ultimate petty dude. That's next level. That's one dude I would not want to owe him anything.
I'm still on.
Because Shannon was like, "Oh yeah, well, if you don't want, I'll fight you if you don't want XYZ." 50 was like, "After you got sued for $50 million by that chick, you're not about to make your money back off of me."
Yeah, man, ultra petty. See, you going to jail. He said something like you got 4 days to fix my door or something like that. He said, fix my doors.
He only gonna make more fucking money. Now they talking about bringing out a Power Legacy series.
Bro is the ultimate petty player.
He invested properly though. Huh? Invested properly.
I didn't have a go-to player on Super Smash Bros. I would just play with random people. It was just fun to try different shit. But
For me, who? Nah. No. Yeah, Captain Falcon. No, Falcon. Send the boy. It's like it's one thing to knock people off the platform, but once I forgot which one it was where you can knock somebody off, they have them like hit the screen. Had to hit the screen and shit. That was my favorite.
think all of them, it's just they have to have their health level has to be a certain level. It has to be low.
I'm just like, bro, really? I was sir, I'm just like, bro, really, bro. I got the first time that happened, I got scared. I was like, what the oh shit.
There's supposedly a new Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game.
I was hearing that Nintendo was bringing back Pokemon Red and Green. I was like, oh damn. One time I don't have like a handheld device.
Yeah, but gaming while gaming has advanced, it's still cool. It's just not as fun as it used to be. I think just because the creativity for games was different. It was a different level back then. I think now everything's just trying to be super realistic, so it kind of makes it a little more difficult to just have fun while playing.
They need to bring back
I'm
Mario.
not saying that there isn't any fun games out there because I had a ball playing Ghost of Tsushima. I still ain't finished that yet.
Yeah,
I would play a multi-platform, or they need to make a mobile version of Mario Party. That shit would be fun as hell. Like we don't have time to all be in the same house, but we could still be literally on our phones playing fucking Mario Party like together at any point in time.
Stealing people's stars.
Yeah, no, that would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope.
Because it didn't take that much graphics to do.
No, you're missing those arcadey type fun games where you could connect with people. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Ninja Turtles came back with
online to connect with people. It'd be fun. That's why that's the reason why Pokemon Go was such a big hit when it first came out.
Good dangerous times.
It was, but it got to the point with Pokemon Go where it was like you had to find somebody. You had to
maybe as far as which was messaging about,
right? Trade a couple of Pokemon or something like that to get to one part of the game. Like I literally had my work phone and I would just trade myself Pokemon because it's like, oh, you have to do 15 trades of Pokemon to get to the next level of this thing. And it's like, bruh, who the fuck am I about to walk around and meet 15 people just to fucking do a trade to do this one thing? Then you get that step done. It's like, okay, the next step is you got to trade 25 Pokemon with people. Bitch. I'm not fucking social. This is not what I'm here for.
And then people started, trespassing for, all the, oh, it says on my phone that if I climb this power line or this barbed wire fence in this exact spot, I can find. It's like but when signs started to go up about, hey, we don't care about what rare Pokemon. Do not trespass. Do not loiter. I'm just like, bro, really? This got out of hand. My actual sign started to go up, bro. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it did get out of
people
hand.
started getting ran over because they was not paying. They wasn't paying attention crossing the street.
But yeah, I mean, it's. And I never turn on the VR because I'm like, that's obviously one of them things where they're just trying to scan the US and be like, yeah, what do we need to do XYZ? Because if one thing about Pokemon Go, which was wild as hell, if I went to a military base to do work, oh, you can catch everything on a military base. Hey, do you want to turn on your VR settings? No, bitch. But all of the fucking, like every single thing, like, oh, this rare Pokemon, I'd be on a military base just waiting for the POC so I could go do what I need to do. And it'd be motherfucking Pokemon every goddamn where. I'm like, what the fuck? Even when I played the Walking Dead mobile game, they had the most stuff on the military base. I'm like, this just seems like something that don't make sense. How do you know it's a military base, but it has all the important rare stuff in the game that you need for certain missions?
Must have try to snatch bodies, for research. When nobody was looking. Ain't nobody gonna miss them.
I mean, the crazy thing is
That's
that
exactly what they're doing, using people to get
the crazy thing is other
information
countries
out
can
of those areas.
own land next to our military bases. Why can China own 500 acres of land right next to a military base?
I mean, the land is cheap. I mean, for majority of bases is in lower developed areas. I ain't gonna say the ghetto, but it's.
I'm just saying, I would not allow an international superpower to have land right next to my military base. Because if China is right there, right next to the military base, on the backside of it at that, they can launch whatever the fuck they want from their land. Because you can't, even as the military, you can't stop them from putting certain stuff on their lands. Yeah, that anything that the 100 acres surrounding a military base should be for military housing.
I mean, some are kind of in a way.
Okay. In a way, but yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, like, you can't use a PC that was made in China on a military base, but China can have land right next to the military base.
Yeah, I remember when I was little. For some reason, I couldn't. I forgot which base I was at, but it's like I couldn't purchase Call of Duty for some reason. Like I really couldn't was it the PX? I go in there, they had no copies of Call of Duty, and I forgot what year it was. It was just, I'm just like, all right, man.
I used to rock with Assassin's Creed, but then when they
Yeah.
had the old joint back in 1976 England, where the map was ridiculously big, and you had to run 15 minutes across the map to ask one question to get the answer, to run 20 minutes in another direction to give the answer to somebody else. I was like, man, y'all keep this bullshit.
Or to find an eagle point, and then that's the angle line. That's like I got obsessed with that because I was tired of having just I couldn't see where I was going. I got frustrated with that, so I made a mission every time I got home from school. All right, we're gonna find a new eagle point. Eagle point. They didn't do the main story. Yeah, but yeah, OG outside here. Yeah, you had to be dedicated. You definitely had to be dedicated. Even with Ezio, when they were doing Assassin's Creed struck gold with that trio. But yeah, after I want to say Brotherhood maybe or Syndicate, it just got out of hand. I don't know
even
anymore.
I think it was 2K23 or 24 when they made this 2K City big as fuck for no goddamn reason.
Yeah,
all of the ones that played off of real history, that were deep rooted in history, were really, really good.
Yeah, like I said, the Italy, the Renaissance, that was good. I was saying with Ezio, that was really good. Black Flag was good. That's Creed 3 with Conway was the Black Assassin's Creed 4 with you could be a pirate.
Yeah, those ones that were deep rooted in history were really, really good.
That's how I learned some stuff though.
Yeah. I just realized I had snacks.
You could with those. You really could. And then you know what other game I liked for their series? I had it and it just slipped my mind. Oh, what's the name of it? Where you had to do all the parkour and you had to figure out all the puzzles and everything. It was like Tomb Raider. It basically knocked off Tomb Raider.
Hmm.
You talking about the dude who had the electrical powers?
Oh, why is my mind blank right now?
Infamous?
No.
Infamous was a fire game, but well, series.
I'm glad you remember the name.
No, yes,
Goddamn,
I
so forgot.
agree, but that's not what I'm talking about. But I agree it was.
You need to bring that back. Yeah, to
You
this
know
day,
what
I
we need to
probably
have?
Go ahead, to this day, you probably what?
no. I probably boot up Spyro, both the classic and the one that came on PS4, or some Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, type stuff.
The joint Sands of Time. I forgot what the main joint is, but the title is like the number 2 is Sands of Time or something like that.
Or like the Prince of
The dude's
Persia.
like, yeah.
Oh man, simplicity, man.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yep. Series was great. Before its time, by the way, way before its time.
Wasn't one of the Uncharted the
Yes.
actual character?
And that's
The way he looked was based on the dude who played Green Lantern and the
Ryan him or another Green Lantern.
key right now. Cuz you ain't finna get not nail one of these cookies. Keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Give his ass a damn chocolate cookie, you be constipated for the next 4 days. You gonna know.
Man, you could be crying and make some weird noise. But I was a
good time to no, go ahead, finish what you were saying.
I agree that I know like some video game companies are trying, saying to claim their stake or whatever. Like I know Naughty Dog is still going strong. What was it? Santa Monica that was doing well. So it's not like video games are dead. Just I don't know what it is. I feel like some companies are trying too hard, and like the money aspect, the money or the cash grab aspect is kind of ruining it with no others.
I was just about to say it's a combination of two things, right? One, cash grab. Two, the market.
Yeah.
Because these companies, as much as we hate to admit it, these companies aren't making games for us. They're making games for the kids. You know what I mean? They figured the kids, the ones, because we're too smart to pay, crazy prices for these games all the time. So their market is the younger kids who's going to go to their parents, Mommy, Daddy, I want this game. I need this game. And then their parents are going to go buy them the game.
Yeah, okay.
That's the target demographic now, right? Is the young kids. And you have to think about how the young kids are and what the young kids are into these days. So when you think of that, and then you go look at the games that are out, you go, oh okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So the demographic has just changed so drastically from what used to be something that was amusing and fun to what these kids today find as amusing and fun. It's just a big difference. That's why you look at a lot of games that are successful. The demographic is either it jumps from really, really young to streamers between their 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying?
I thought about that,
If you can,
but a lot of the games that I play or played, like I basically told my niece what an emulator was. All the games that I've named, they love those fucking games. Like these are games that you could easily bring back and I could play with my kids. Like San Francisco Rush 2049. Yes, it was a racing game. They pretty much have the same thing in Dave and Buster's right now. but they also had a mode where you could literally drive around with the same car, and it had like these little jet wing things, and you could do freestyle tricks. Just literally just spin the car 50 ways this way, and then land this crazy ass jump or whatever it was, and get points. And it's like a 15-20 minute freestyle thing that you could do. If you brought out an updated version of that, I could literally buy it and play it with my niece, both my nephews, my brother, my mom, and my damn cousin. Because it's just simple stuff that we would pay $60 for because it would be entertaining. Yeah, you could have an online version, which again, people are going to pay to get to the online server and do all that extra stuff with online bonuses and shit, just like GTA 5. You can still do those things, but they're not. I mean, in Hollywood, they're remaking the same movies, but you won't remake the same games with an updated version that you could make money off of. $2 download here or a $3 outfit that you could buy there. Like it's kind of just like the companies that are in a certain niche that aren't higher end games are trying to make higher end games to charge $80 instead of make the $50 game that it will be in every house. It can literally be in every house. I think Mario Kart wanted you to pay at one point. Mario Kart wanted you to pay $15 to download the mobile version or some shit like that, to then have to use your own internet to play.
Man, Mario Kart used to mean something. Do a new version of Mario Kart used to mean something.
Now it's on mobile, and you gotta have a Nintendo ID and all types of crazy shit. And I'm like, bro, I'm not doing all this just to play Mario Kart on my phone. Are you serious?
That's because some companies are just Nintendo too much.
No, it's a mobile game you could get from the Google Play Store, but they want you to do a whole bunch of shit to be able to play it.
Yeah, but it's on your phone. That game. They do that because that game, the rights to that game is owned by Nintendo. So it's mainly that's why the only place you see it is Switch. So what they do is they make you make a Nintendo account and do all this extra stuff to be able to play their games.
It's on my phone. It's not on Switch.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is that when you say the Nintendo account, it's because Nintendo owns the rights to the game. So they have it where you can play it on mobile, but they make you jump through hoops because Nintendo owns the rights. So Nintendo is going, well, even though you have it on mobile, I need you to do this, this, and this. Because Nintendo don't sell much. They don't have, you know what I mean? The Switch doesn't sell a lot of games. So whatever they have the rights to, they hold tight. Pause, but they hold on tight.
Yeah, but you're losing in other areas trying to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like some game makers are fucking themselves. They're making it so it's impossible for somebody to play the game. That if you tell me I can get Luigi in a special costume, whatever, I might pay $1.59 for that costume just by itself. Or I might decide I'm gonna splurge and pay $5 and get a 3-pack of 3 characters that have a special costume. Now I haven't even been able to play the damn game because you want me to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. What's up, Suge?
Good shit. FTK.
So the thing is, like, just to go back to the comment where you said, there's older games that you can play with your nieces and nephews and they'd love it. You got to look at that's very rare, right? Like I could play older games with my kids and they'd love it, but that all has to do with the older people around them. You got to realize a lot of these young kids, if you get on Call of Duty, the young kids that's on Call of Duty are not playing Mario Kart or any of that other stuff. Not if you hear the way they be on the game, they cursing everybody out, doing all calling people mamas, bitches, and all this other stuff on freaking over the video game. Them dudes ain't playing Mario Kart. They're playing Call of Duty all day.
What's the game that has the trucks? What's the game that has the trucks, the soccer ball, and it's like 2 goals at the end of each field?
Oh,
Rocket League.
Rocket League.
I used to play that with my nephew
Rocket
before he was
League,
too young to even remember what it was. I came into my sister's house, and this motherfucker's a Rocket League pro. I'm like, oh, so you playing the game I used to play? He was like, this game wasn't out when you was at the house. I was like, bro, that's one of the first games you probably ever seen me play. Like, you literally weren't even walking yet. Like, that
The
game
Rocket League's been out
transcended
for a
his
while
age.
now.
And kids are still
Been out
playing
for a
it.
while now, but it's had a number. It's had a number of updates, and it's been in the rotation. But what I'm saying is a majority is not. Rocket League isn't getting the numbers that say a Call of Duty is getting, and I'm talking about just the younger demographic. From that younger
I know I'm saying
demographic,
everybody
because
can't be that company. And that's the problem. Everybody's trying to be that company. Nobody's trying to fill the gaps. Everybody's trying to be 2K. Everybody's trying to be Sega Sports. Everybody's trying to be EA Sports.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be Mattel. Like, everybody can't be fucking Ninja Turtles.
well, no, the issue is they're trying to do that because that's all the younger demographic are chasing now. Again, that goes back to me saying, what do the customers want? And when I say the customers, you're talking about these kids, and not all kids are like to have the people we have. You know what I mean? And people like us in
No.
their life that grew up with these certain games that were meant for fun, they don't all have that. So when you get into, gaming, it's a lot of these young bucks that's, you know what I mean? They might as well be in the streets. They play Call of Duty, then go sell drugs, and they only 10. You know what I mean? That's the demographic now. As much as I hate to say it, that
I'm
a
agreeing with
lot of
you.
these
I'm
young
just
kids,
saying not everybody should be just trying to be following everybody.
yeah, but when you're playing a game,
Somebody
like
needs to
when
find
you're
some
creating a
people.
game,
Like, we
when
had
you're
Need for
creating a
Speed.
game, you're chasing the
Damn, Randy Orton.
demographic.
We had Need for Speed, and that was the pinnacle of car games. But we also had Midnight Club. We also had a couple other games that people could play who may not have like Need for Speed as much as them,
Let's say
like
Burn.
Midnight Club or other games. Like, there's no
Let's say
variety.
Burnout.
Everybody's doing the same thing.
Need for Speed
that's facts.
Takedown. Nah, that was fun.
That's facts. And Need for Speed. The problem is Need for Speed hit its peak at what
I'll say when
was it Need
I
for
think the
Speed
last
Heat?
good one.
I
I
think
think
it
the
was
last one that came out was on the PSP, in my opinion.
Need for Speed Heat
I could
might
be
have
wrong.
been the best Need for Speed game. And then the last one I played, I still got on my PS4, was Need for Speed. Not Most Wanted.
I think after
it's
Most Wanted,
Underground.
I stopped taking Need for Speed seriously. After Most Wanted, I was like, can we get another Midnight Club?
Mm-hmm.
If Midnight Club had the same customizations as Need for Speed, it wouldn't have been close.
Actually, Need for Speed Heat is the one I got on my PlayStation. The one that was probably the best was Need for Speed Most Wanted. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
And Midnight Club had motorcycles. Oh.
And look, there you go. Zeke just confirmed it. So yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted was probably the best Need for Speed game they ever put out. And then I got Need for Speed Heat, which was I like that game too. And being a car enthusiast, there's still a lot of car enthusiasts out there that would grab a Need for Speed game if they put out another good game. But
I would too.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I would too. I don't know if they're capable of doing it, because I think the studio, they hit a point where they're like, oh, we don't have budget for this game anymore. You know what I mean? They just kind of tapped out on it and gave up on it. Now you got there's a bunch of games out there that where you can mod cars and stuff like that. But Need for Speed was just different. Man, I had a freaking a Mini Cooper that I had modded out, lowered it, put some rims on it, put a spoiler on it, put a body kit on that thing, did an engine swap, made it fast as heck. I to this day, me doing that in that game made me want a Mini Cooper in real life, so that I can try to build it out like that. That's the effect games had back then. Now,
you got games like what's it, CSR2 for mobile, which is basically just a drag race game. You can customize the car somewhat, but
man, I'm telling you, those was the days. We need that back. We need that back. But you know what's going on?
Bring back Road Rash.
Why?
You brought back Road Rash, I'd be so damn happy.
Bro.
I'd pay $6 for that game and buy
Road Rash was lit. Road Rash was lit. I used to ride up next to people and start kicking them off their bike. Kick them off their bike and move on up. That game was lit. It was the simple stuff.
Hey, I'll rate you another one. Bro, no, bring back Taxi. I know they could definitely make money off of that.
Crazy Taxi?
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I had that game, my nephew loves stuff like that. I literally have been praying that they would bring that back on the PlayStation Store, because if I let my nephew play that game, it'll be a wrap. He wouldn't play anything else.
Well, y'all might not see me for a couple of months.
Man, you better stream that shit on Twitch so I can watch.
I had this game I played. I think it was on PS2. It was a racing game, but it was all no-name cars. And but you basically were racing on almost like a movie set. It was set up like it was a movie or TV show. So like parts of the stage would explode and different things like that. And you had to avoid the obstacles as you was racing. And you could trigger some of this stuff in front of you to try to get, knock people out of the race in front of you. That type of stuff was amazing. It was fun. It gave you a reason. Man, if I'm racing and you in front of me, I'm gonna blow up that part of the map if I got the means to do it. I'm gonna blow up that part of the map. You know what I'm saying? Try to knock you out of there so I could get first place. That stuff was fun. I forgot the name of the game, but it was a fun game.
My homegirl, his daughter, when she gets home from school, the first thing that she would do is she has a set of games that are just mindless, pointless, fun games, and that's how she decompress for an hour. Then she go do her homework, and we good. And nobody's making games like that.
Speaking of Metal, what about Metal Gear Solid? I mean, Metal Gear was.
I mean, they're still trying. I think they're coming out with something. One of the new. I want to say they are.
Yeah, but it ain't that like the originals, man.
It's like everything, like the games that we grew up with are now becoming like TV shows, like B said earlier, like Fallout. How what's about to become like another series. No, like Twisted Metal on Peacock with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, that Twisted Metal Peacock is pretty damn good. I watched both seasons.
I haven't watched any of it. I may have to check it out.
I think Twisted Metal 3 was my favorite one.
God of War was another game that I thought was. I thought that game was fire.
Oh yeah, God of War about to become a series 2 on Amazon. Yep.
I thought that game was fire. I heard they were looking at Triple H for that part too.
Nah, I can't see it. I mean, I can physically, physically, but yeah, as far as the depth that you need to go for Kratos, I think like Triple H's heart thing couldn't take it.
Nah, On the contrary,
You know,
I think he
Kratos'
could. I
voice
think he
actor
could
was
pull it off.
actually a black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the reason he was like the reason he thinks that he got it because he was going through something in his life. So like all that screaming and shit was like a release for him.
And good God, the rest is history.
Yeah, tell me about it. That story had one of the again. I think it's the story they told over time throughout that series was amazing because it made sure everything connected.
Like God of War, like I know they with the State of Play, they announced where they released the not Ghost of Sparta. I'm in the PlayStation store right now. I still can't find it. Yeah, like the Sons of Sparta. No, it's a prequel to Kratos back to the Spartan days, but then they remastered. They're about to remaster. The OG while making. They say they're making. Was it God of War Egypt, which I'm interested with that because we all know the deities, in that area, thanks to games like Assassin's Creed Origins, one of my favorites, by the way.
Yeah.
You mean strong side, weak side, Bertier?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. They man, listen. It's just certain series of games have such good stories, and maybe that's just a big part of what's missing in games now is the storytelling ability and the aspect of it. Because even when you look at Call of Duty, when Call of Duty was peaking good, they had a good, consistent storyline.
Yeah,
And then since they started the remake, it kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that's what I meant. Like certain companies have the ability to make those games and make them good. And the companies that don't, you need to make something that is not that I can mindfully play and not care if I lose a couple times.
All right.
Like if you aren't gonna give the storytelling that I want, make a simple game that's fun to play that I'm not gonna get upset. Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. Fucking X-Men had a beat 'em up arcade game. Marvel just came out with the newer beat 'em up Marvel game that has like 14, 15 characters. I think it's only like 30 or 40 bucks.
Yeah.
Like you make games like that have DLC, you could eat pretty fucking well for a while.
Not only that,
if you don't have
make sure you can play with your people online. You know what I'm saying? So your people can team up, pick their Marvel characters, and run through the story together.
Yeah, that's what you can do with the newer with the Ninja Turtles game and also the newer Marvel game. It can be up to 4 people on the screen, and y'all can run through the thing. It has online capability, and that's what I'm saying. Games like that, somebody needs to make those games because people aren't making those games.
Yeah,
like even 2K26. Dude commented on one of my shorts. He was like, "Damn, they went from the Spike Lee storylines to just calling the player MP for my player. Like when you make a player in 2K, MP is your initials that everybody calls you, which is just player. Like it's not the same depth of storytelling that I used to literally watch every cutscene on 2K. Now it's kind of like after a while, I'd be like, okay, this is some dumb, simple shit next. You used to when you got a text
lying, man. When they first came out with that, it was top tier.
Right now, if you get a text from a person, like another star or whatever, you can just hit X to take you to the next thing. It's not like you could pick what you want to say. It's already determined what you're going to say. There's no interaction with it.
Yeah. But again, you know why that is though? A lot of that is the consumer. Because a lot of people complain that there's too much fluff in the game. I don't want to have to make all these decisions. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to do that. I watched a video recently.
You can give the option.
Game.
But guess what? There's too much fluff in fucking 2K anyways, because I got to sit here and still watch the halftime show. Bitch, why the fuck do I want to watch a halftime show?
I mean, back in the day,
want that.
I must say back in the day, like Madden, like well, I want to say
Okay,
Madden
so I should get the
10.
option on whether I want that. I
That
should get
Madden
the
10 hadn't
option on
had.
whether I want to go along with the story or if I want them to just tell a story. These are options I should have because I'm sitting here, I'm streaming a game, and people watching my stream for about 4 minutes. I'm trying to fast forward, but I can't fast forward through the halftime game for 5 minutes. Like that's unnecessary loading and shit. I should have the option to skip halftime.
Yeah, it's that's part of. So again, that's the consumer, right? These streamers and the people. First off, the people they listen to the most are the streamers and the hardcore, young gamers. So what happens is these people come on and they complain that I want to see the halftime show. I want more realism. But then they also go, well, I don't want to have to, have a conversation with every player in the locker room. Or I don't want to have pick what I'm going to say and go back and forth. I just watched the guy say the same thing about WWE 2K25 and 2K26. He's like, I don't want the scenes where I'm in the locker room with two wrestlers and I got to click one and have a conversation with him and pick what I'm going to say and all that. He's like, you can get rid of all that. I don't need that extra fluff. It's like, why? Maybe I want to have an option of, what I'm going to say to him, how he reacts to what I'm going to say. Is maybe I want to create matches and on my way up on my rise to the top. Maybe I want to pick a dude to start a beef with. But you just want it all predetermined and you want to get rid of it because you just want to fly through the game. Well, what's the point? Right? What's the point? You just want to get to the point where like not everybody likes my faction. So some dudes just want to get to the point where they can get to my faction and start picking cards. Just like in 2K, they just want to get to where they're picking the cards and playing that mode. It's like everybody's got modes they can play. Why not give everybody the best parts of every mode? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The scouting in Madden now. I heard somebody else complain about that. The scouting in Madden. It goes the same for college. College doesn't have when you're scouting the players in college. It doesn't have enough variety. I mean, they opened it up more this year compared to last year, but it's still like you can almost tell which players you're scouting are going to end up the top tier players and which ones aren't. Like by their style of play. Like 9 times out of 10, if you get what is it called? It's one of the route running ones. It's one of the route running ones. He's not gonna he's not gonna be a top tier wide receiver. You usually gotta go for the speedster, and they're the ones that ends up the top tier receivers. Is the physical receivers don't usually end up top tier. It's very rare. He's got to be a 5-star physical with a gym for him to end up working on
Oh,
everything.
so he says route technician. That means he a possession receiver. That's about it.
Pretty much, like
Route technician, you got
there's one that's like it's like a shifty. He's like a shifty route receiver is one of them or something like that. Even then, people don't like to work with them because they know it's not gonna. He's gonna end up with like an 88 speed, 86 speed. Have some ability to get open, but he ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the ball once he get it. Shook said he's shifty. Having the shifty trait is fire. If you got the shifty trait is fire. But I'm saying the wide receiver when you're that wide receiver setup. Oh man, Shook, I'm gonna leave that alone, we. I'm gonna leave that alone, Shook. But
so I was saying about Rush 2049. Apparently, Rush 2049 did get a PC port in 2025, which apparently people are taking very well. But we can't get that on PlayStation or Xbox.
There you go. There you go. Just the way it is. And everything, like you said, like we said earlier, it's a money grab, right? It's a money grab, and then what happens is the bigger companies end up forcing out or phasing out the smaller companies that can't afford to do what they do. It's very unfortunate.
2049 is such a simple game. They could easily put it back out. I mean, if you put it out on PC, which is probably more difficult than anything else, they could definitely come back to regular console games. Update the graphics a tiny bit, and that's all you need to do.
What was that
That's it.
other game that came out? I think it was PS4. What is it called? Becoming Human
Mm.
or whatever.
Yeah, Detroit Becoming Human.
That, huh?
Another game ahead of its time. Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, another game, like you said, ahead of its time. Phenomenal story, great game. It was
Multiple
essentially the
outcomes.
game version of iRobot.
No, definitely had to make it.
But
No,
really
the
good.
choices it made you think though. It really made you think. And then if I do this, it's really gonna have an impact on the rest of the storyline. Like that thing has I like games like that for me personally. Like your
No, I
choices
agree.
really do
That's why I
matter.
brought it up. Yeah, exactly. That's why I like stuff like that. I remember when WWE games used to be like that. What was the one that had Brock Lesnar on the cover? Bring the Here Comes the Pain. One of the best wrestling games ever. That story mode was like that. What you did in the story mode it mattered, whether you won or lost, who you spoke to. That stuff mattered. That's how I want a story mode to be. I wanted to change based off of that.
Yeah, like you were saying for 2K. I understand people
I can
don't
see
want
why
to
you
pick
I can see why you asked that.
what is said, but to me, I feel like I should have the option. Okay, do I want to play in-depth style? Like, it's a couple games that I've played, and they were like, "Do you want to play the in-depth version of the game, or do you want to play the streamlined version of the game?" And it gave you the choice. Do you want to do these cutscenes, or you want to do all cutscenes? If NBA 2K people are saying, "Oh, I don't want to have to talk to this person or talk to that person," like the things in the phone, you just don't open your phone up, and it doesn't matter. Like literally, it just doesn't matter. But if I want to be able to say, "Oh, I want to talk to this," or skipping stuff like the halftime show, that's wasted data. Like if I don't want to watch the halftime show, if I want to say, "Hey, cut the halftime show from the games," because the halftime show doesn't. They talk about the rest of the league that is philosophically just like the CPU teams. I don't want to hear what the fuck LeBron James is doing if my ass is on the fucking Washington Wizards. What does LeBron have to do with the Washington Wizards at this point in time? If it's not who I'm playing tomorrow, or if there's not a particular storyline, why do I care anything about the CPU teams? Like it's not a certain storyline that's going on. It's useless. Or I should at least be able to just hold the X button and it skips, just like it simulates to when I'm back in the game. I should be able to hold the X button to skip halftime show.
I'm about to say, shit, I gotta take out my hair this weekend anyway. So you may not, but next time.
Ask him why he wants to see you in your Ben Wallace form.
I mean, when I do take my hair out, my hair, be everywhere. So I don't know. Before it starts to curl up and do whatever. Who knows? But now it's time to take them out.
All right, fellas. We've had a long show tonight. We will enjoy some game talks, wrestling, football. B, Jay, y'all gonna have to remind me to cut this one up. I know I always say that, and then I end up not
You know
doing it.
that's coming.
How about
You
I'm
know
thinking
that's-
like that's I'm like,
You know what? I'm gonna load it into the Opus for you, and all you gotta do is decide when you want to put it out.
oh my stomach.
I know. I'm sorry, I get busy. You know what I'm saying? I get extremely busy, but it's been a great show. Thank everybody
You know
that
what?
came through. Well,
If you connect your YouTube to it, don't worry. I'll set up the things to put out for you. I'll run that part for you. I will be your producer.
Okay.
yeah, I could. I could do it. I don't be having time.
No. I got time, player.
But yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So, for those who don't know, Mr. J6 has started a new show every Thursday.
Just like you said, whenever I got time.
Whenever you got time, so keep y'all
Reg
notifications
will be
on.
co-hosting.
We'll be popping on.
Reg will be the
That
primary co-host for the show.
Crazy.
Reg probably will not be around. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm starting another job on Monday. I got another contract for Monday, so we don't know.
Man, see, I
don't
gotta
know what
keep
my
the bread on the
schedule looks
table. I gotta keep the cheese in the
like.
refrigerator.
So
And he got a contract before free agency even started.
you know what I'm saying? I had to pick up a little contract, so I'm gonna pick up a little contract, do a little something for a little while. So the schedule's gonna switch up. So I don't know what my availability will be.
Just
But
don't do nothing strange, no change.
oh no, not at all. Not over here. But I should be available for Friday night still. It might end up, staying 9:30 ish instead of 8:30 ish. But yeah. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Mr. J, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
I have to.
I mean, you don't have to. I guess we know, but you can say it anyway.
Listen, man, I'm gonna start putting it on a t-shirt, on a sweatshirt, on a hat, on your socks. But J6 on everything that I do. That is Twitch, X, Twitter, my PSN, TikTok. But yeah, everything I do. But yeah, like Red said, Thursdays might become the main days. Who knows? We'll see if y'all like it. Last show, yesterday was phenomenal. It was great. I liked how the chat interacted, with the stuff to the point where I kind of just sat back. I just like B said, just produced the Gator topics and just let y'all run away with it. But still shout out to Paris, for coming on. I know Urban, one of my other shows that came on. So I'm glad that y'all are doing y'all are appreciating anybody can come on, have a good time, speak your mind. If it's a specific topic you want to get off your chest, hey man, here's the platform. Let it rip.
Yes, indeed. That is something that may be coming to this channel sooner than later. We will see though. Mr. Ghost, you want to let them know where they can find you?
Hey, YouTube A6Ghost, a6ghost.com. And yeah, we're getting back to doing more food reviews. So those be coming in sharply.
I'm about to say his food review earlier had me want to getting Popeyes. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna save that one for another day. Now this Taco Bell one's gonna be interesting. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think Reg went to sleep.
And
about to say
me, no. I was handling the conversation. For me, I'll just be right here. I'm gonna let y'all know, man. I don't be anywhere else, man.
Man, you
Got a
ain't
Twitch
gonna.
account, don't use it. I'm on Blue Sky, don't use it. I'm on Twitter, don't use it. So I'm in locations. I just don't use those locations. Nothing
I
but
forgot Blue Sky existed.
right here on the tube.
Blue Sky, Blue Chew. What's the difference?
That's what I'm saying. Also, I that's too much information. We're gonna leave y'all on that note though. Y'all have yourselves a good night. Stay blessed. We out. Peace.